The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Friday morning to everybody. Welcome to the show. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson is in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, a service of Guarantee Bank, 1320 Kanawha Boulevard East in Charleston. Guarantee Bank, your community, your bank, your story. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, on Virginia Street in Charleston. Come check out Tony's selection of new polos, tees, wovens, shorts, and swimwear from Johnny O. And complete your look with Tony's new summer loafers as well. Visit bestmastertailor.com or Tony's Facebook page. Welcome to the weekend. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes tells us it's going to be a beautiful day in the valley. Warm up with a cool start, though. Sunshine in low 70s today. Tonight, slight chance of some overnight rain, not as cool. And then tomorrow, so many activities going on in the area, which we're going to run all those down for you. Looks like maybe a slight chance of rain in the morning. After that, looking pretty good. Temperatures in the 70s, looking pretty good for Mother's Day as well. You can follow Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes online and on air. Download the Metro News television app for Brian's exclusive forecast with his team of meteorologists. Coming up, tomorrow's Foam at the Dome. We'll talk about that. Tomorrow's also yard sale day, East End yard sale going on in Charleston, and Stephen Jenny with V100 yard sale. Stephen Jenny will join me to talk about that. Plus, Sarah Brown, who's a candidate for Board of Education of Putnam County, is here. And standing by is Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors. We'll get to that momentarily, but first I want to bring into the show Kanawha County Prosecuting Attorney Deb Rusnak. Good morning, Deb, and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I want to get right to the announcement you made yesterday, a multi-county indictment for the ambulance operator who is alleged to have struck John Lucas last month, leading to his death. Alyssa Middleton is her name, charged with voluntary manslaughter, aggravated vehicular homicide, and fleeing the scene of an accident. All charges are felonies. Explain this process, how you got there, and how the grand jury got to those indictments.
You know, we are presented with in this particular case, an exorbitant amount of evidence. We filter through the evidence. We try to determine, and this is with any case, so I'm speaking generally, I'm not speaking specifically about this case, but we go through the evidence. We see what charges within the criminal code the facts of the case apply to, which ones can I make fit. And so as we go through that process, we come up with a list of charges that could potentially be charged. And so that's what we did in this case, just like every other. We present the evidence to the grand jury, and in this instance, they reviewed all of that evidence and came back with 3 felony counts that they chose to charge her with. And
there's an arraignment at 10 this morning, right?
That is correct.
All right. One of the things, and this is, you said that this was like all other cases, and you have to try to treat it as such, and I completely understand. But I mean, you know, with this case has really, really just overtaken Kanawha County, you know, from the time it happened last month, you know, and factor in the social media aspect. There's so many people out there wondering why it took so long. Explain that process and why it did, quote unquote, take so long.
You know, when we have a death investigation, and this case particularly was slightly different, simply because of the magnitude, the amount of evidence, we are still waiting on certain pieces of evidence that we have not been able to obtain yet. Will we get that? Yes, sure, we will. But all of these things take time for us to collect. And once an event such as this has occurred, My duty is to make sure that I have looked at all of that, because I owe a duty not just to the victim and the victim's family, but the law imposes on me a duty to ensure that I am protecting the rights of the accused as well. And so I have to do that. I'm required by law to make sure that I am going through every piece of evidence and making sure not only that we're doing it, but that we're doing it right, that we're getting it right.
For those of us that don't know about the process, the decision to take it straight to the grand jury instead of a more traditional way, can you explain that?
Yes. So once an event has occurred and I am advising law enforcement on how to proceed, and this is with any circumstance, we look at a variety of factors when we're determining whether it is appropriate to make an arrest or whether it's more appropriate to present it to a grand jury. In this instance, we felt it more appropriate to present it to a grand jury. The public clearly wanted to be heard, and, that is the most proper way to do that in this case.
Are you allowed at this point, or can you speak about the passenger that was in the ambulance? About charges being brought there? Or is that something? I can. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think there's a slight delay. I can tell you that in terms of the passenger, as of right now, it does not appear that there will be charges. I do not have any indication of criminal conduct at this time.
All right. And you're going to be on Talk Line with Wilson and Meadows at 10:45. We're going to continue coverage of the announcement yesterday of the indictments from the grand jury. We'll have that on midday later today. Kanawha County Prosecutor Deb Rusnak, I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Absolutely. Let's bring in our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Our good friend Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association is here. Angie, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
I do want to remind you that our Pet of the Week is brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors of South Charleston. Let's get right to our animal. Picture posted, Dave Allen Radio and Facebook, also the WCHS Network Facebook page, and at Dave A70 on X. Tell us about Lucille.
So Lucille she originally came to KCHA as like a 2-month-old puppy. She was adopted, and her adopter fell on some hard circumstances to where she could no longer keep Lucille. And trust me, it was her last option to give her back to us. Mm-hmm. But because she was adopted and surrendered, we know a lot about how she is in a home. She does great with kids. Her previous adopter said that she loves to play with other dogs. And her previous adopter also said that she is scared of cats. So if you have cats, she can live with them. She's just the type to run away from cats.
Well, I know a lot of people that run away from cats, and sometimes I wish I would have run away from cats, to be honest with you. That just cracked me up when you sent me that last night, Angie, that you said the dog is, but it's nice to hear that she can at least live with them, because I think your words to me were that she was scared of them, but she could be in a home with them. She just kind of prefers to be away from them. Is that what you're saying? Kind of like me with kids. I can live with them. I just want them over there somewhere, not around me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes, I think the combative type of cats where they're going to swat at dogs that come near them, that is what she's absolutely terrified of. But if your cat is a chill cat that's not going to come out and swat at her or anything like that, then she should be fine.
Talking with Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with Lucille, this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. And again, you can take a look at Lucille's picture, Dave Allen Radio or the WCHS Network Facebook page, or at Dave A70 on X. You guys out and about anywhere this weekend?
We are not this weekend, but next week we will be, next Tuesday, before I'll get to talk to you everyone again on Friday, we will be at the downtown location of the Kanawha County Public Library in Charleston with a Crazy Cat People party, which is really fun, from 2 to 5.
What is a Crazy Cat People party, Angie? I got to know.
It's exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to be there with lots of cats.
All right. In the library?
In the library. It's always really fun when we are there. This is not the first time we've been down there. So if you have nothing to do between 2 to 5, stop by and see all of our kitties that we have.
And we had a text. Somebody said so many activities happening just tomorrow alone. Be great if there were some designated areas at each event, since you guys can't be there, to drop off donation items for the shelter and for the Fix 'em Clinic: food, litter, milk replacements, toys, treats, cleaning supplies, blankets, and towels, and so on and so forth. So maybe we can work on that for the future. How are the numbers looking at the shelter right now?
Yesterday, I haven't checked this morning, but yesterday we were right at like 440. It seems that kittens and cats are just, coming in waves, which is pretty typical for this time of year, but around 440 animals right now. All
right. And what are you in need of?
Biggest needs right now are going to be wet food of any brand for either dog, cat, kitten, or puppy, and dishwashing liquid. Any brand will do for that as well. All
right. Angie Gillenwater, Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Appreciate you being here, and we'll talk again next week and try to check you out Tuesday at the library. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Lucille is our pet of the week. She was adopted, but was returned through no fault of her own. And as Angie said, the previous owner did not want to give Lucille up, but unfortunately had to. Lucille appears to be great with other playful dogs and with kids. Little skittish around cats. Could probably live in a home with cats, but it may be an better idea not to have the cats, but she can probably hang with him. She is spayed and vaccinated, and her adoption fee is waived as part of the Bissell Pet Foundation, folks. So good on them. Go check out the picture of Lucille. Pictures posted, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, WCHS Network Facebook page, and also at Dave A70 on X. And you can join me every Friday morning for our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors, family owned and proudly serving the community for over 50 years, specializing in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods. Homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces, they can do it all. They're located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's yard sale time. East End yard sale going on, and Stephen Jenny's V100 yard sale. Stephen Jenny will join me after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you looking for a technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
Hello, this is Dr. Carson Henley with Garib Dental Group. Visiting the dentist can be a scary ordeal. At Garib Dental Group, we specialize in calm, gentle care designed completely around your comfort. And with advanced options for sedation like nitrous and conscious sedation, we are able to take care of the most anxious patients. Take the first step towards stress-free dental care and allow us to restore your smile. Call Garib Dental Group at 1-800-GREAT-CARE or visit us online at garibdentalgroup.com. We love to see your smile.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guarantee Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Kanawha Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guarantee Bank, where community comes first.
Running a business in the Kanawha Valley means dealing with a lot at once: customers, employees, deadlines, and 100 little problems that pop up during the day. Technology shouldn't be one of them. At Next Level Technologies, we help Charleston area businesses keep their systems secure, backed up, and running smoothly so the workday stays on track. If you're spending too much time dealing with computer problems, it may be time for a better approach. Learn more at nextleveltech.com. Next Level Technologies, practical IT, strategic outcomes.
You're listening to the sounds of the official house band of the Dave Allen Show. It's Amos Steele. They'll be playing at Rib Fest tomorrow night, 8 o'clock in Marmet, so go check them out. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-500. Text says, can we talk sometime about the structural issues, mainly wages, within the emergency services where a 19-year-old is given the responsibility to be a paramedic and drive an ambulance? I remember when I was 19, I had no business being responsible for someone's life or driving an emergency vehicle, and I think no 19-year-old has that mental and emotional capacity. That is according to a texter. So much going on this weekend.
Could I add something to that?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't know.
That's Steve Bishop, by the way.
Oh, hi, everybody. Is this show on TV?
No, it's not.
I see cameras in there.
No, they don't. No.
Okay. Might as well say hi to Jenny while
That's
you're doing
Jenny Murray over here.
Hello.
How you doing?
All right.
Good.
Hey, listen, I don't know what that whole text was about. Mm-hmm. They're saying a 19-year-old's too young to be.
Well, this is going back to the John Lucas ambulance situation, and we had two younger people. There seems to be a disparage, a little bit of question about the age.
All right,
there.
maybe I shouldn't go because that's a sensitive issue.
Yeah.
And I was just going to tell you what in North Carolina happens. They used to let this is a funny story, and that's not a funny story what you were talking about. But in North Carolina, you used to be able to drive a school bus as a high school student.
Really?
Yes. We
did that in Logan, but it's when somebody stole the bus.
When I was in high school, and by the way, this is 50 years I'm out, graduated in 1976, I was going to be a school bus driver, so I took the training, came home and told my father, I said, hey, I'm going to drive a school bus. And he goes, no, you're not. And I said, why not? And he goes, because that's too young. Mm-hmm. He said, that's too much responsibility.
I think the problem...
They don't do that now. They've changed it.
Yeah, I think so.
But in my day, high school students were the school bus drivers. Isn't that kind of scary?
I will say this about, and there's a lot of questions about this case, and we'll kind of bring this back around, then we'll talk about the yard sale, is there are every emergency service crew across this country, any department will tell you that they are desperate for people right now.
Oh, absolutely.
People aren't going into this anymore, and I don't blame them. It's not the kind of job that I could do. You really got to have a passion for it, and I agree, and all this will come out in the case that two younger people, and I hate to sound ageist, but two younger people probably shouldn't have been in that situation. However, some of these, and I'm not speaking specifically about these cases, sometimes these departments have to do what they have to do. They don't have people, and we just don't have a lot of people that want to work. That's number one. Yeah. And number two, I mean, I had a very good friend of mine, a former coworker, worked part-time for us at the radio station in Logan, who went on to become an EMT. And after having his nose broken, I think for the third time, he said, this ain't for me. Yeah. And he went into teaching it because he has been injured, broken ribs, from...
I imagine everybody that does that has a story or two.
Or five.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, all right. So,
sorry, I didn't mean to get you off on that. I should have asked, what is this in reference to before
you got another show, and you probably have been, you haven't been listening to the first part of the show because you couldn't because, that other show.
Because we were doing a show. Yeah. I don't know if were we doing a show this morning? We were doing something.
It kind of resembled a show.
Was that one on the air? Yeah. That's what I say about this show. I tell Ryan, this one was good enough to put on the air. We should have put this show on the air, But anyway, all these foam at the domes going on. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. You got the East End yard sale and Stephen Jennings V100.
The biggest, sale. The best.
The biggest and the best.
I don't know, that East End yard sale's pretty huge.
Most people are going to
but you got to travel for the East End yard sale. You just go to one place for ours.
Oh, listen to her.
And it's all there.
Selling it.
And that place is?
Laidley Field parking lot.
All right. And it's sold out to vendors now.
Yes.
I mean, so if you wanted to be a vendor, you waited too late because you can't be a vendor, but you can still come, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
We want everyone to come and buy our quality merchandise.
It's 8 till noon, and we all know people that go to yard sales. If you go to yard sales, you really ignore the times of when they start and when they end, because people will be there trying to help these people that are selling set up their stuff, and offering a dime for something they want $1 for. That'll be happening. And then at at noon it ends, but at 1 o'clock I'll be going like, y'all need to go home at some point.
Yeah,
like
at some
now.
point. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here.
Exactly right.
And if you want to dicker on prices, go take it in the parking lot
I don't
somewhere.
mean to be rude, but I really got to go to Foam at the Dome at some point tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'll be there for that, and then Rib Fest, tomorrow night. So what do vendors need to know? I mean, I know it's sold out, but what do they need to know? If maybe they're a first-time vendor, what do they need to know?
Read everything that I send them as instructions. I find that to be sometimes not happening.
Okay,
but no, it's pretty much cut and dry. We start at 8. We set up starting at 6:15. I probably shouldn't have said that. Now people are going like, I'm not waiting until 8 o'clock. I'm going at 6:15. Mm-hmm. But we just get started early, get set up, and that's the biggest chaos of the day is the setup procedure. Once that's over with, it's a piece
all right.
of cake.
So I remember you telling me when I had you guys on last year about this that there seems to be.
I can't believe we made it back again this year.
But there seems to be an issue sometimes. So if people, and I know you sent them all the information, all right, but explain the setup if they're a vendor.
If they're a vendor, well, they set up in their parking space, which
we'll assign them
when as they get there, and then they go for whatever. They sell whatever, as long as it's not illegal. I don't want anything like that or dangerous, as in life-threatening stuff. Mm-hmm. Then they can sell pretty much anything.
Jenny sells the illegal stuff later.
Here are my 2 quality items this year.
She always has something interesting.
I have an Electrolux vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
It's an older model, but it works like a charm.
Get that without the home demonstration, folks. Come on
That's
over.
right, and that includes extra bags for your quality dirt at your own home.
Okay.
I also have an electric ice cream maker I'm going to be selling.
Okay.
So,
didn't you have that last year?
No, I did not.
No.
What did you have last year?
There's one item that I refused to sell for nothing, and that was my daughter's mountain bike, and I'm grateful she took it home with her the last time.
No, but you had something else last year that somebody just had to have.
turkey fryer.
Yeah, that was it.
It was the turkey fryer.
In the box, never used.
Turkey not included.
Turkey not included.
Did you lose your mind and buy that? And then
Yes, I did.
Later, I don't think.
I'm sure that's never happened to anyone else before.
Probably going to set the deck on fire when we try to burn. I'm trying to cook the turkey.
You'll have a heck of a story, for the rest of your life.
You will have a story, that's for sure. Don't want that, though.
Text for you, Steve. Any idea what Chick-fil-A will sell, just breakfast or lunch or treats too?
They told me but Chick-fil-A is going to be our food vendor tomorrow. The usual crew cannot be there, and that's just a local group of people that do it for a charity, but they can't do it tomorrow. So I got Chick-fil-A. They told me they don't do breakfast, so I don't know other than Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. I suggested, this is just me, I'm not a Chick-fil-A expert, but I said, those chicken minis are pretty addictive. Mm-hmm. And it seems like if you can do the chicken sandwiches, you could do the chicken minis.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll find out when they get there.
Come over and be surprised tomorrow like we will.
What is the wildest story all the years of the Steve and Jenny V100? Is there one wild story?
There's one. I'm sure there's many, but the first one that comes to mind, and I was talking to her about it again this morning. One morning we showed up back when the yard sale, our V100 sale, was over in Kanawha City at the Teamsters Union parking lot. We got there to set up, and our lot's about half. Well, I think it's about a third the size of the one we use now. And some truck driver pulled an 18-wheeler onto the parking lot
and parked it.
Was taking up, like we had basically 4 lanes of parking places. He was taking up a fourth of the parking lot, which wasn't big enough to start with.
We had no idea who he was.
He just parked it, got out and left and went somewhere. And at some point when we're setting up, he comes back and gets out of a car. I don't know whether he went out for breakfast. I don't know whether he went to rest.
We just
in
don't
quotation
know.
marks for a while.
He went out for something.
He went out for something. He took a break for something.
Oh, yeah.
Came back, didn't say a word, got in his tractor trailer, started it up and left.
Yep.
All right.
And we were like, oh, thank goodness for that.
Have there ever been any fights?
Oh, jeez, no.
Or arguments over something?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Come on.
No, by the way, there will be Charleston Police protection.
At the event.
There will, maybe I should say it like this, Charleston Police presence at the V100 yard sale tomorrow at Lately Field.
You will find treasure, I guarantee you.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not a baseball fan, but we used to have someone that worked here who's moved to Cincinnati, huge Cincinnati Reds fan. Mm-hmm. And I knew this. And I'm out perusing the sale, and I find this awesome piece of memorabilia of Cincinnati Reds players, and I think Pete Rose was included in it.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm going to buy that for him, and I'm going to mail it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said when he got that package in the mail and opened it, and I had written him a little note, he cried. He actually cried. He's like, this is my most treasured item in my entire Reds collection.
Wow.
So,
hey, you want to hear my cool Pete Rose story?
Sure.
Well,
not that I've not heard it a million times, but go ahead. Tell everybody else.
You might not know it. I mean, I was telling Dave about Marty Brenneman. That's the reason I'm in the broadcasting business, because Marty Brenneman used to broadcast American Legion baseball in my hometown in North Carolina. And I, as a young person, was just captivated by his descriptions and all. And then Marty went on to the big time, and here I am in the big time. And I'm not being sarcastic. It's been great to do that, and Marty's one of the big reasons why. I met Pete Rose one time at the dealership that was there, Tag Galleon or Team Chevrolet. I think it was Team Chevrolet by that time, over where the Clay Center is now. Mm-hmm. So Pete was there. Pete did some stuff for that dealership. He's there signing autographs, and it's at the end of his little whatever appearance, I guess. And I go in and I say, "Hey, Pete," and I had a baseball, and he signed it and all that sort of stuff. And Pete and I were having a great discussion on baseball until this hot chick comes in.
And then your discussion was over?
I did not even exist. It's like we're talking baseball, and then suddenly she comes through the door, and it's like,
I'm done with you.
I'm done with you. No, he didn't even, he just.
What was she driving the car in the truck driver story from earlier? Okay,
that's not the same person.
Trying to put two and two together. Text, Jenny had the cast iron set last year too. It was beautiful. Did they ever sell?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was
premium price.
Wasn't that a Dutch oven or something?
It was, and it was a collector Dutch oven, and it sold. Yeah.
Boy, your listeners, how do they know this stuff about us?
They come to the sale.
Oh, okay.
And you're like me. You've been doing this forever.
I know.
Except you've been doing it a little longer.
Just a little bit longer. But this is actually 50 years for me doing this. And so in this room, we have 50 years for me. How many for you?
38.
Okay. And how many for you, Jenny?
Pushing 40.
All right. Wow.
If any of the three of us could do math, that'd be a hell of a number. It's a lot.
I'll have some Fiesta wear tomorrow, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, don't tell my wife.
Okay.
Is it cobalt blue? Because that's what
I only have one cobalt blue, and it's a bowl. If you want it, you can
Jenny
have
makes fun of me because I have one color of Fiesta wear where everybody else usually has like multicolors.
Boring.
I will say that, and we'll wrap it up. Say this: when the first time my wife ever brought Fiesta wear into the house, the first thing I said was, "It doesn't match," and she said, "It's not supposed to match." Oh. And I was like looking at her going, "It doesn't freaking match."
It drove you crazy, didn't it?
Yeah. And now,
I'm okay with
I've
that.
learned, and any time that we're on I-79, going to Morgantown or whatever,
you gotta stop.
We'll usually, and last time I was in there, ran into my old buddy Fred Albert from the formerly of American Federation of Teachers. He was in there too. It's
it's a stop, man. You got to go on the Fiesta wear.
Give us the details on the time and whatnot tomorrow.
8 till noon, Laidley Field parking lot in Charleston. That's at the corner of Elizabeth and Piedmont Road. If you're not familiar, but I would think everybody knows where that is. Most everybody, and we'll be there. If it rains, and I don't even want to talk about that.
Brian Hughes says there's a very slight chance.
But I have to mention that. Then we won't have it. However, the East End yard sale is rain or shine.
Yeah, you're not going to have to worry about rain, I don't think, tomorrow.
Dave, I hope you're right.
Steve and Jenny, appreciate you both being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome, Stephen and Jennifer. I don't know.
That's it. She's a Jennifer.
J-Lo. You can call me J-Lo. Yeah.
J-Lo from the block.
Yeah, my middle name's Louise, so you can call me J-Lo.
There you go.
All right, y'all come see us tomorrow, 8 till noon, Laidley Field.
We'll be back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Charles Belcher. My family's business has been making homes, offices, schools, hospitals, and more safer, more comfortable, and better looking for half a century. If you are in the market for custom window blinds, shades, shutters, furniture reupholstery, draperies, and decorator fabrics, then visit us at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street in South Charleston, or call 304-744-7097. From the panhandles to the coal fields and beyond, every stitch, every detail, perfect, every time at Almost Heaven Interiors.
Sears Monument Company, the art of remembering, West Virginia's oldest memorial company since 1911. Sears Monument produces and installs monuments in West Virginia, southeastern Ohio, and eastern Kentucky. Over 2,000 memorials in stock, including markers, upright memorials, memorial benches, and cremation memorials. Find out more online at searsmonument.com or by calling 304-342-4158. Sears Monument, with locations in Charleston, Beckley, Parkersburg, and Huntington.
"22 minutes away from 10. Amos Steel Band, official house band of the Dave Allen Show. They'll be playing Rib Fest tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. If you've never seen Amos Steel, you got to check them out. They're absolutely fantastic. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. We continue spotlighting candidates ahead of the primary election. Of course, early voting today and tomorrow, and primary election day is Tuesday. Polls open 6:30 a.m., 7:30 p.m. Sarah Brown is a candidate for Board of Education in Putnam County, and she joins us this morning in the Jarrett Construction Studios. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Tell us about you. Give us your bio.
Well, I'm a 10th generation West Virginian, and I believe that's truly shaped who I am as a person. And I am someone who's deeply dedicated to community. I've been shaped by my faith and many life experiences I probably should not have survived. And because of that, I feel as though my purpose is in serving my community, which doesn't necessarily mean politics. Mm-hmm. I've been, doing community service for years, and I ultimately feel as though I need to work to be someone I needed in those times that I may have not nearly survived. And so it's with that I approach this campaign, but it's also the reason that I approach community service the way that I do. And I'm someone who believes in radical kindness, but also flipping tables when necessary. So that's roughly on the base level who I am. Roles that I have in my life: I've been married to my husband, Ryan, for nearly 21 years, and he's a teacher at Hurricane High School, and he's the assistant baseball coach. We have 2 children. Our daughter, Brooke, is 18. She's graduating this year, and our son, Luke's 13. I am the director of institutional research at an institution in Logan, and I have worked in education for 17 plus years. I am a policy wonk. And
a policy wonk.
Yeah. So I am very much, I specialize in education policy.
Okay.
And so I am fascinated with policy and the ramifications and the effects of policy. I'm also fixated on what I consider to be bad policy. And I am a strategist. I'm a trained strategic planner for education.
But with all those things, why a run for Board of Education? Because, I think you're to be commended for all those things that you've done and continue to do. But you could do a lot of those things without being on the Board of Education. Why the run for the Board of Education?
Well, I'm currently finishing my PhD through Purdue University, and I'm hoping to graduate in December. And it has been during that time of completing my PhD that I feel as though working in education and being someone who is transformed by education, when I see things that I think either need to be addressed or things that I think could be improved, I don't like to complain without offering a solution. It just so happened that I offered myself as a solution in this situation. I've lived in Putnam County. I graduated from Winfield High School in 2003. And since that time, I have seen what I feel are not great policy decisions or policy implementation. And in addition to that, with the last 10 years of a considerable population decline, and we've lost 16% of our student body population, the Board of Education has not engaged in any strategic planning that would help to address those things. And it is with, my level of experience, and I hate to use the word expertise, but amount of study in particular areas, that I don't necessarily look at anyone and think, oh, I'm better than this person, for example. But I do think that if I have the skills, because I am so dedicated to community service, that it is my civic duty to then step up and provide myself as an option for my community to choose me if that's what they want to do.
Talking to Sarah Brown again, who is a candidate for Board of Education in Putnam County. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and an order of cinnamon bites, only $20.99. Find your nearest local Huston's for dine-in delivery or pickup at HustonsPizza.com. It's Putnam County, and I've lived there for 12 years now. Putnam County is an interesting place because it's deemed to have, in many people's eyes, depending on what study you read, some of the best schools in West Virginia. There many would say some, and the best, whatever. But there are still issues within any school system,
absolutely,
as you say, and you addressed some of those. What's some of those? And you talked a little bit about addressing the fact that they're losing population as far as within the student body goes. What specifically do you hope to do if you are elected to the Board of Education to be able to fix that?
So considering my research background, I think it would be important for us to survey our community to see why people have left the school system so that we can focus on what we could address. I think we should also be doing a needs assessment for the county to see what is outside of our purview. I don't think that it is a good idea to assume that being, a board member or being on a board means that you have the best perspective of how to address problems. I think those are community elected positions. They're nonpartisan positions. The reason that they're nonpartisan positions is because party politics should not be influencing your decision in that role, because you should be hearing your community and making decisions based on what that community needs. And to me, it is in seeing what I feel is a lack of connectivity to our community, a lack of access. That's what I keep hearing from constituents over and over again. They can't get a hold of their board members. They don't feel as if they're being heard. I hope to address from the jump that need. I already have people messaging me. I'm not even elected to this position, but I think being in education, I have had the ability to survey the land, so to speak, and collect resources. And I should not be sitting here in front of you today. I should not be getting a PhD. I am probably one of the most, educated as far as going to college individuals in my entire family. I was one of the first women in my family to get a college degree. And it's from stumbling my way through education that I've been able to collect resources. I can't in good conscience do that without sharing it with people who need it. But I'm not always in contact with those people. Being in this role would allow me to connect those people to resources so that they feel heard. But then it would also put me in the position to then listen to them so that I could then address some of the issues that are going on. Some of it is communication issues, right? People see one issue, but then, people on the board or people in the school system may see it as another. And there's not a lot of mediation as far as that's concerned at times. And so from the jump, it would be transparency and being available to my constituents. As one board member, it's like, what could one person do? One person could do a lot of things, but right now my community feels like they need to be heard. And that's the one thing that I could be actionable in, regardless of my connectivity to the rest of the board members.
Talking to Sarah Brown again, who's a candidate for Board of Education in Putnam County. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the Charleston Dirty Birds. Birds on the road. They are back, though, at Gomart Ballpark Tuesday night. Get your tickets now at dirtybirdsbaseball.com. How's the campaign been for you?
It's been a lot of fun.
Had you ever run for office before?
No. No. My senior year in high school, I helped my best friend's mom campaign to get on the Board of Education. Oh. And so that was a cool experience even back then. So I'm an independent, and I have been since I could vote. And I even remember back then she seemed to be more liberal than me, but I knew she had my best interest at heart. Mm-hmm. So her personal politics to me didn't really matter, because I knew at the end of the day she was really going to be focusing on my education. And it's using that as an example that I approach this role myself. And I have really loved campaigning. It's been great to talk to my community, interact with my community. They've shown up for me. I have done fundraising, and my entire campaign has been paid for by my community.
Running for office, and I've never run for office, but I have been part of campaigns prior to this job. It's a totally different experience, and you don't know what it is until you've actually done it and you've got out there. And there's so much that goes into it other than just the campaign.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so many things that go into it. Do you have a website or social media where people can learn more about you?
So you can find me at Sarah Brown for Board of Education on Facebook. And you can find me Brown for Board of Ed, I think, on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And my website is sarahbrownwv.com.
All right. I do this with every candidate. I call it the Final 30, not timed. Why should someone vote for you for Putnam County Board of Education?
You should vote for me for Putnam County Board of Education. First and foremost, I believe I'm the most qualified candidate when approaching this role. I am someone who not only has the education and experience to implement things that I think could really help our county, like strategic planning or policy revision and development, but I'm also someone who's deeply dedicated to their community and deeply dedicated to listening to my community. I'm someone who is not only interested, but available and willing to work with people who think like me, don't think like me. It does not matter. It is the only way that we are going to improve our environment for our students and to see success. And I believe that people should vote for me because I am a candidate who is willing to provoke change while also being an avid community member and someone who is maintaining that connectivity all the way through.
Appreciate you being here. Best of luck in your campaign. Sarah Brown, again, is a candidate for Putnam County Board of Education. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. It is 9:48. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Tomorrow, I've been talking about it all week. What a day and what a weekend here in the – oh, by the way, it's Mother's Day weekend, too, so there's that. So Fun with the Dome, one of the big activities going on tomorrow. We'll talk to the folks from Charleston Urban Works when we come back on The Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses have been creating jobs in West Virginia since 1997.
My name's Chris Miller. I'm president of Dutch Miller Automotive. Jarrett Construction completely renovated and helped redesign Dutch Miller Kia in South Charleston. The fit and the finish and the quality of the project is exceptional. He has an attention to detail and an eye for that kind of stuff. You always want to give your best to your customer. It's just as important to him as it is to you. If you're ever looking to build anything, I'd call Jarrett Construction because you know exactly you're going to get something excellent every single time.
Call on Jarrett Construction.
Hi, this is Charles Belcher. My family's business has been making homes, offices, schools, hospitals, and more safer, more comfortable, and better looking for half a century. If you are in the market for custom window blinds, shades, shutters, furniture reupholstery, draperies, and decorator fabrics, then visit us at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street in South Charleston, or call 304-744-7097. From the panhandles to the coal fields and beyond, every stitch, every detail, perfect, every time at Almost Heaven Interiors.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guarantee Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Kanawha Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guarantee Bank, where community comes first.
10 away from 10, the official house band of the Dave Allen Show. It's Amos Steele. They'll be playing Ribfest tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, so be sure and check that out. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Quickly, do want to say early voting today and tomorrow in West Virginia. Invite you to join us election night for our coverage, both locally and on the network, starting at 7 on air. And, of course, download the Metro News television app as well, because we'll have some video stuffs on there as well. We got a team of Wilson and TJ and myself and Chris Lawrence, Daniel Woods and Greg Hunter, Jeff Jenkins, Morgan Pemberton, Jack Carlson, Rick Cavender. I'll just put you on election coverage.
Please do not. Please do not.
And Lauren Hatcher.
Retract your statement, please.
No, thanks. I'm busy.
Okay. All right. These folks, of course, from Charleston Urban Works Foam at the Dome is coming up tomorrow. And I know you guys have been very, very busy getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned in event planning over the years, and I've never, let me just say for the record, I've never planned something as big as Foam at the Dome. I've been part of other things. A lot of times once it starts, it's like you go,
oh, yeah.
It's
Yes.
here. It's all the stuff leading up to the stuff.
Yes.
That's the problem sometimes,
That's right.
Rick. Or not the problem, but the most difficult, I should say.
Well, first I'll say I thought you were going to introduce us as the house band.
Yes.
And I was getting excited. I was like, oh, where's the guitar?
Okay, we got to go.
That's my guys in Amos Steel, and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
No, it's great. Yes, of course, today we're doing all the last minute stuff you got to do the day before an event, going down to the boulevard to set stuff up, but everything is smooth. We're excited.
Yeah.
I mean, tickets are selling well. We still have tickets available, foamcwv.com. So please go get your tickets today. So many people wait till the day before because they're checking for weather. The good news is it looks like the weather's going to be just fine tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, maybe a perfect day for this event.
Yeah.
I think partly sunny and 76 or something.
Brian Hughes tells me it's going to start off a little cloudy, maybe a couple of sprinkles in the morning, but we're talking sprinkles. We're not talking about, if even that's only about a 20% chance.
Right.
And then after that, the clouds are going to move away. It's going to be like in the low to mid 70s tomorrow. Perfect
yes,
weather.
Yes, for Mother's Day weekend all around. And the East End Yard Sale is in the morning from 8 to 2. Our friends at the Community Association have been working hard to get it ready. I think it's a packed house over there too. A lot of folks, now that both events are on the same day, this is how we used to always do it, and we're finally back to that. A lot of folks, they'll leave the yard sale, they'll just walk over to the boulevard and enjoy a full afternoon of beer and music and food. So
you also have time to go home and take a nap first if you want.
True.
Yeah.
And we got Stephen Jennings yard sale going on
That's right.
over at Laidley Field, and now I think it wraps up about 1 is what Stephen Jennings told me.
Right,
so there's certainly no shortage of things to do now.
No.
So you're doing the VIP early access starts at 3. It's $55. General admission is $45. Explain the difference between the VIP and general admission.
VIP, you do, like you said, you get an extra hour of the event from 3 to 4. You get early access, right?
Lines will be shorter.
Lines will be shorter. I will say a lot of folks take advantage of the VIP. I think we typically have just as many VIPs as we do GA.
Usually. Yeah.
The big difference this year, celebrating 10 years, we had that FOMO promo going as we came on several weeks ago to promote and announce, and I believe it's almost sold out, but you get a special 10 years on tap cup with that, and also VIP access. And of course, if you just want to join for GA, that starts at 4:00. Tickets will be available at the gate until we sell out. So we are encouraging folks to get there and get their cup and their wristband and enjoy the day as soon as they can.
We also, if you're a VIP, have an entire tent just for VIP that has specialty beers from all of or most of our distributors that are only accessible to VIP folks.
And how many beers do we have? How many different beer vendors?
Over 130 beers this year.
That's the way we like to phrase it. Over 130 different beers.
Yes, beers, ciders, seltzers.
Slushies.
There's a slushy machine at one of the booths, a boozy slushy machine. So, of course it's seltzer. It's not liquor. We don't serve liquor at this event. So, but yeah, I mean, this is that event. Lauren, I think, mentioned this yesterday. This is that event that, people schedule their whole weekend around. They come in, there was one year that there was a team, I think it was members of a track team from the University of Michigan, and they were in for a rafting trip, and they saw our ad come up on their phone for this craft beer festival, and they showed up and they came and enjoyed Charleston for the entire day.
You're going to tell me that college kids like beer?
Isn't that a crazy concept?
Wow. Something you learn along the way,
Yeah.
Who knew?
But to that point, Dave, as you know, age range for this event is it spans. I mean, we're talking 21 to 75. Everybody enjoys this.
Do you have to be 21 to get in?
Yes,
Somebody asked me that.
absolutely.
So you can't bring your kids with you.
We don't. So if you look on the website, there's a whole FAQ section on the website. It's a very small, like babies, small kids that can be like, held or whatever. That's fine. We understand people sometimes like to bring their very small kids with them that can be held. Sure. But we do not encourage folks to bring their, 5. There's nothing for kids to do.
If they're
at this
old
event,
enough
right?
to go and try to score some beer, then you probably don't want them there.
Right.
So
exactly.
12-year-old Dave would have been doing. 12-year-old Rick would have been doing. 100%.
They'd also be bored because, like Rick said, we don't have a lot of activities for kids at the event.
All right, got a text here that says, I have a question because I'm a little confused. With the admission price into the event, do you still have to pay for non-alcoholic beverages or food trucks or anything like that, or is all that included in the admission price?
That's a great question. No, the food vendors, you do have to pay them individually. So we have 15 different food vendors. They all have, as we mentioned yesterday, the most we've ever had. They'll have their trucks set up or their tents or their booths set up. And we encourage you to bring your debit card, your cash with you to pay the food vendors for the food. The beer, of course, is included in your, the beer samples are included in your ticket price.
Okay.
And the live entertainment as well.
Okay. So. And again, talk about the designated driver entry.
Yeah, I mean, we started this a few years back. Actually, the whole time we've had this event, we've always had folks have access to a free designated driver wristband. So your group is coming, you've designated your driver for the day, they're not going to be drinking. We've seen several people take advantage of this at registration. They'll buy that ticket and they'll get scanned in. We give them a red wristband. They can still enjoy the entire event, the live entertainment, the food. They just, of course, don't have access to the beer tables.
Okay, and talk about afterwards.
Foam after the dome. Woo-hoo. I'm so glad that we brought this back. We started this last year. As you know, Dave, the whole point of our organization is to shine a huge spotlight on our local business community, right? That's why we exist as an organization. And so we felt it necessary to make sure that people, when they left the event ends at 7:00. This isn't a late night event. This goes till 7:00. It's still bright outside. People are going to be wanting dinner. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that they are sticking around in Charleston. Sip on, support local, as we say, and patronize all the wonderful locally owned businesses downtown, East End, West Side. We have 15 businesses participating this year. If you go to the website, you'll see the full list. We're encouraging all of our event attendees, whether you're GA or VIP, keep your wristband on. Wherever you decide to go, if you're going downtown, if you want to go to Fife or Short Story or Black Sheep, or if you want to go over to the Nana Brewery on the west side, if you want to go to the Red Carpet on the east end, wherever you want to go, keep that wristband on. You're going to get access to some drink and food specials, and all those are listed on the foamcwv.com website.
And also want to mention about the music, because we got with DJ, we got live music, we got a little bit of everything. Who's playing?
So from 3 to 4 VIP hour, DJ EJ is going to be bringing the energy. He's often at a lot of our events and always.
I don't know when the guy sleeps, to be honest.
I just saw him at an event last night.
Because everywhere I go, he's there.
He gets the energy going. So that'll be happening 3 to 4, and then he's going to continue to play throughout the event, which is going to be great. We have 2 stages this year, one on each end of the event. That's something we added a few years back to really make it feel like the event is really connected and there's something to listen to no matter where you're standing. Okay. And then on the main stage, we have Wesley Saylor coming in from Kentucky. And then the Charleston Rogues will be performing to end out the night.
All right, another question for you. They said, we've never been before. Are there tables to sit at, or is it a walk-around event?
They're not tables to sit at. Now, of course, the now down toward the stage across from the dome, that area there that you can walk down to the river, folks will sit on the wall there and that kind of thing.
I saw a lot of that. Like people sitting on the steps.
On the stairs, the Capitol stairs, they can do that. And then, of course, the cocktail tables will be there, too.
All right. So it's tomorrow, and you can get more information. Get those tickets. foamcwv.com. We are going to be down there. All of our stations will be there. I'll be there with the Mountain, KWSCHS Beat. We're all going to be down there as well. And we even get up on stage a little bit.
Say the main attraction is Dave Allen on the stage.
Yeah. Give this guy a microphone.
Go on believe in that. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. I got to go. See you later today on Midday. Till then, have fun. Love somebody. Dave.
WCHS-AM, 96.5 FM Charleston, and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station.